BSE, better known as mad cow disease, has been found on an Alberta ranch. It's just a single case, but it's the first in years. And it's got the Canadian cattle industry trying to calm fears about what this could mean. Aaron Collins has our story.
Another beautiful day in Alberta's cattle country. But after 40 years ranching in these foothills, Eric Butters has seen some stormy days too.
May 23rd, 2003, borders snapped closed all around the world.
On that day, the first case of homegrown BSE found on a Canadian farm, a crisis which cost Canada's beef industry more than $6 billion. Well, this latest incident isn't a total shock. Officials and ranchers both expect some cases to pop up. The good news is it was discovered before it hit Canadian tables.
There could be another one, yeah. Absolutely could be. The key thing is that we find them and we keep them out of the food chain. And every single case in Canada, and there was, 20 odd cases if I remember correctly, none of them ever got into the food chain.
BSE is back on at least one Alberta ranch, and despite lingering memories of the damage that an outbreak can cause, officials here say this is no time to panic. A big reason for that, better protocols for tracking where the animals come from and stricter rules for animal feed, the prime suspect in this case.
The sky isn't falling here. This is one of those unfortunate things, but again, we have maintained all of our measures in place. We have all of the food safety measures in place.
Canada's beef industry has bounced back since 2003, enjoying high prices and few trade restrictions these days. And the federal agriculture minister says there's no reason to believe that will change.
We have controlled risk status, which means you can have up to 12 outbreaks in any calendar year. We've stayed well below that. This is the first one we've encountered since 2011, I think was the last one.
Back at that Alberta ranch, there's little concern that the dark days of 2003 will return. And if they do, ranchers hope they can count on Canadians to soften the blow.
Canadian consumption went up. The Canadians trusted the system and trusted the product and ate it in larger numbers than they had before.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says this won't be like 2003, but just to make sure they've put the farm with the infected animal under quarantine. Aaron Collins, CBC News, Calgary.